Hi, my name's Danny Russell and I'm here to talk about how I constructed the solo you just heard over the First Take Jam Tracks modern rock track in D minor. Alright, so let's dive right in. It starts off with an Octaves Passage, which really was the first thing that, just noodling around, was the first thing that I came up with. I was trying to approach it like I would in a band setting where you're the lead guitarist and you have an unlimited amount of time to make a statement and kind of get back to the song. So I had this intro part which was based on these octaves with some percussive muting in between. So let me play that for you. I'll flash that up on the screen at the bottom. No, the top. All right, say goodbye to my face. All right, so the idea with that, these long slides, downward descending lines always feel down. They have a kind of melancholy to them. Octaves always sound really good in a heavily distorted situation, so where you've got rhythm guitarists with lots of distortion on their sound, just the extra harmonics and that extra octave give you a little bit more presence in the mix. So I'm just landing on the chord changes basically. So the A and to F to start with, A, F, those are both chord tones of D minor, right? Those the fifth falling to the third, minor third of a D minor chord. And then B flat lands on the bit tonic of the B flat chord. So that just made sense, just moving it up a little bit. Same phrase otherwise. This note still works, of course, because it's the F is the fifth of the B flat chord. And then that last line, I knew I wanted to keep the theme. I've set up a kind of rhythmic theme there at that point. So that's the same idea, but now we're going over an F chord, and I'm doing, essentially I've just transposed it down to over the F chord. I'm doing the same interval as the melody, but now it becomes sort of major 7, landing on a C, so E to C, which is, major 7th down to the 5th of the F chord. The end is kind of interesting, because that fall changes to the G halfway through that. 1, 2, 3. And I'm landing on that D note, which sounds good over that chord. Okay, so that's our intro section. Play that twice. Section 2. Let me play it first. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, the scale I'm using is the D natural minor scale. When I'm in drop D, if you're a minor pentatonic kind of player, I prefer to use shape 4. Because of that drop D, and there's a good illustration of it where it kind of can give you some unpredictable notes that maybe your muscle memory kind of flubs a few notes when you get down to this string. Particularly with shape 1, shape 1 is, you find the tonic on the bottom E string, as I tell my students, and then you're away. But of course, D is no longer at the fret 10, it's at fret 12 because we dropped a whole step. So that's the scale I like to use predominantly. So yeah, we've got this D, E, D phrase, and then it gets repeated up the octave. For those relating to the cage system and going, well, we're talking about minor, but they all say major chords. This would be the C shape, relative major of D. It always say put your minor on your first finger, your relative major will be on your pinky. So it's an F major scale as a C shape. Just again trying to hit chord tones. That note works well at the end there because playing over an F chord and it's the 5th. When the chord changes to our B flat 9 chord, I start bringing in some sweep picking. I'm not a big sweep picker. with a little scale run at the end, and then that part goes like that. So I'm coming down a B flat major, arpeggio is a C shape. Again, good old Cage system. So I'm doing F major 7, starting on major 7. And then at the top here, so the normal F major arpeggio as an A shape would be, but I'm starting half a step down and at the top. And then I slide to a G note, 15th fret of the high E string, because the chord has changed to G, and I just wanted to mark that again, okay? Plus it kind of gives you that little hang. It's like, oh, where are we going? Well, we're going to the chorus. So in the chorus, there's already a melody there, so I'm actually taking more of an arpeggio approach to this one and trying to highlight or outline the melody that's already there. So the melody sounds, will sound familiar if you listen to the track. But I just shifted that up. I don't want to just play it. So I'm doing a combination of playing it and sitting it in some arpeggios. So it sounds like this. Okay. So yeah, just hitting chord tones. I'm doing D minor over the D minor chord, and then I'm doing F. So I guess you could call these the E shapes. This would be the E minor, D minor chord, E minor shaped. Right, you can see that. Would look like that normally. I'm just doing the top part of that. So that's 5th, root, 3rd. Down, down, up, pull off. Down, 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 up, pull off. All right, and then yeah, and then that melody tone on this E note. And then same again on the F. So the F has an E shape now. And then to C. And then just ascending up with that melody there at the end. And then it's tappy tappy time. That little, that's what the melody's doing. There you go, that's why I came up with that. Sometimes you do these things and intuitively you don't really realize what you're doing. Over the F chord, I changed A to C in the top. And then shift my tapping up to 8 and 12. Here we get a little bit, that's an interesting sound, right? So that's our first kind of bluesy sort of sound. That's a C7 kind of sound. But it's just that scale thing, and it just seemed to make sense. I've moved up here, so it made sense to move up my tapping as well. And then it's kind of fun. I quite like things like this where it's sort of your right hand and left hand sort of interact closely. One of those things that, you know, the little boy in me enjoys. Yeah, so that's the end of that. Finishing with a big unison bend. Last section, I'm just going to play this in one go for you. Sounds like this. Okay, so the end of the solo, some dime bag style pitched dive bomb harmonics, natural harmonics. So for this part, it actually goes all the way down to fret 2 on the G string, right above fret 2. I guess we could call it 2.0. There's one at 2.4. I use that one as well on the G, on all the strings, but lots of distortion, a bit of compression will help this sing a little bit more. And that's the end of the solo. Just resolve it to D. Yeah, I hope you enjoy jamming over the track just as much as I did. Thanks for watching.